Hi there, this is Tech Chick with another tech tip for you this week. We're going to take a look at Xlookup inside of Excel. Xlookup is available in Excel 365 and some newer versions of Excel, but I know it's not available in some of the older versions. So you'll have to check to see if the version that you have supports Xlookup. If not, you can check out my video on vlookup, and vlookup should definitely be available. It's the older version of Xlookup. Xlookup is definitely more flexible, provides better error handling, and you can look up values in both rows and columns. So without further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen with you so we can get started on our Xlookup example. So in this example, we have orders here from customers. Most of these names are customers you can find in our customer data over here, but some of these might be new customers and they're not in our customer data. And some of these customers want to ship and others do not. So what we're trying to do is really simple. We want to look up the customer number in our customer data. And if we find the customer number from our orders tab in our customers data tab, we want to return the shipping address so we know where to ship their order to. So the first step when using V or Xlookup is that we need to sort our data. So we're going to highlight all of our data by clicking in the corner. We're going to go to Data, Sort, and select Customer Number, smallest to largest. Click OK. And then we're going to do the same thing on our customers data. So customers data tab, click in the corner, Data, Sort, sort by customer number. Click smallest to largest. OK. And that's another difference too between VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. In VLOOKUP, you have to have the column that you're looking up in the leftmost column. And same with the data that you're looking for that value in. We would have to have this column in the leftmost column here. But with XLOOKUP, since it's more flexible, we don't have to do that. So we've sorted both sets of data. Now we're going to filter for the customers that just want to ship. We're not interested in the customers that don't want to ship. So this is where I tell you we write a complex formula that says if shipping equals yes, do the Xlookup. But that's a lot of work. So I'm lazy. And honestly, I think the best way to get the customers that want to ship their orders is to click on A1, which is the column header name. Hold down Shift and Control button at the same time and click your right pointing arrow, and it will highlight all the column headers. Now go to Data and click the Filter button. And what this does is it makes all of our column headers filters for those columns. Next, we're going to click in the corner again, go to Home, Format, Auto Fit Column Width, and we're going to expand all those columns. Now we're ready to create, oh, well, no, one more step. Under the shipping, or under the ship column here, column E, we're going to click this drop down, unselect, or select, right? Select all. So it unselects all the options. Click in the yes box, click OK. And now we just have the customers that want to ship their orders. Now the next step is we're going to go into F1 and type shipping address because we're going to pull in the shipping address on this tab. Go down to F2, click in the text box up here, start with equals, the name of the lookup, which is Xlookup, left paren, and then it tells you the first parameter that's required, and that's the lookup value. Well, our lookup value is right here, customer number, comma, and then the next required parameter is the lookup array. What array are we looking this value up in? Well, we're going to switch to the customers tab, and we want to look up that value in the customer number column. So we're going to select B2, click shift or hold down the shift and the control button and click the down arrow, and it selects all the values for us. Click comma. The next required parameter is return array. What data do we want to return if it finds our customer number on the orders tab in our customer number column on our customers tab? Well, we want it to return the shipping address. So we're going to click on E2 here, hold the shift and the control button down at the same time, click the down arrow, done, comma. The next value you'll notice is in brackets. That means, or the next parameter is in brackets. And that's because it's a parameter that's not required. Any parameters that are not required are in brackets. But we want to use this parameter because it says if not found. This is where you're going to put the value you want it to return if it doesn't find the value that you're looking for. In our case, we're looking for a customer number on our orders tab under the customers column or customer number column in our customers tab. So, excuse me, if it doesn't find that value, we want it to return shipping address not found. Just a simple message, comma. The next value is the match mode. So we're going to select 0 because if the customer number is 112233, Donald Duck, we want it to return Donald Duck's shipping address. If we select -1, if it does not find 112233, it will return the next smaller item, which in this case would be 112232 or anything less than that. So if it were to find 112232, for example, it would return the shipping address for that customer number. The next mode is 1, and that's a -1 for the smaller items, by the way. The next value is a 1. Again, if it doesn't find an exact match at 112233, it will return the next larger item. So 112234 or higher. We don't want that. Or it can also do a wildcard character match if we select 2. And what that means is that if we're looking for 112233 and in our customers tab, we have 11223 star, it will return the shipping address for the customer number 11223 star, where that star value can equal 0 through 9. Because in this case, we're looking for a number, but we want an exact match. And those are all the parameters we need for this example. So we're going to put a right paren and click 10. And now it's provided us a shipping address. So what I do before I move further from this point is I always like to make sure I've got the correct shipping address. So I'm going to go look up customer number 112233 in my customer data. It's right here. and the shipping address is correct. It's 100 Some Name Street, Montana, 65987. 100 Some Name Street, Montana, 65987. Perfect. All right, the next step we're going to do is we're going to copy this field. We're going to click in the next field, which is F3. Hold down your Shift key and click in F14 so that you highlight the rest of the cells in column F. Right click and choose Paste Formula. Now you'll notice that it looked up all the values. I know for a fact these are all valid customers in the Customers tab. And I know Han Solo and Miss Piggy are not there. So we got the correct message back, shipping address not found. The problem that I have is that even though it worked, it probably shouldn't have worked. So if we go down to the next, so if you look at this first formula, let's go back to the first formula for a minute. You'll see that we're saying, look for B2 and customer on the customers tab, column B2 through B17. And it says for the return array, return E2 through E17. Since we did not make these absolute values, what happens when you copy and paste a function is it scoots everything up. So in this next row here, we're going to see that our lookup value is B3, which is what we want. We want the lookup value to change to the next one because that's our list from the orders. But what we don't want to change is the range for our lookup array or our return array. And it does that. So you'll notice that when we pasted the formula, it changed our range, our lookup range on the customers tab for customer numbers from B3 to B18 and our return array from E3 to E18. Well, that's wrong. There is no row 18, and we didn't want it to start at B3 and E3, so that's wrong. And you'll notice it does that for the very last one too. Anakin Skywalker, well, he's B11, and his search starts at B11 too. The only reason why this worked is because we sorted the data and it found the correct value. But this is how we should have done the formula. Let's go back to the first formula we did. We're going to make these absolute values. What that means is we're going to lock in B2 through B17 for our lookup array and E2 through E17 for our return array. Now, how do we lock those values in? Well, we make these absolutes by putting a $sign in front of the column and a $sign in front of the row. We're going to do that for all of these. Yeah, that is being slick, and you were going to see it not work, but it actually worked. But this is really the correct way to do it, especially if you have a large set of data. It could have been, well, it could have been disastrous. So that is the correct formula. We're going to click tab. We got the same shipping address. So we know it works. We're going to copy this field. We're going to click in F3. We're going to hold down our shift key, click in F14, right click, paste option. We're going to paste the formula, which is FX. And we got the exact same results. So a couple of differences too with Xlookup versus vlookup is that with Xlookup, you can also return multiple columns. So, for example, let's go back to here and select all and return the no ones. And let's say that, see, that's just weird to me that it actually found a value. Oh, it's returning a value even though no, shipping is set to no because I expanded it and it just copied it just copied it directly. Now, if we go look down here, yeah, none of these customers exist, so that's correct. And then it didn't get this far because we didn't ask it to go that far. All right. So here's what we're going to do. The numbers are already sorted. That was the first thing that we did. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this function. So we're going to highlight that last cell, right click and select copy. Click in cell F15, right click and choose paste formula. I think that's true, actually. I don't think there's a Peppa Pig either. So we're going to, so this time let's just finish it off. We're going to click in F16, hold down the shift key, click in F17, right click, select paste formula. And look, there's an address for both of those. So if we look for these people, Elmo, Glue, Han Solo, Miss Piggy, and Peppa Pig, we won't find them. Let's go to customers and look. I don't see a Peppa Pig. I don't see a Miss Piggy. I don't see a Peppa Pig. What was the other one? Elmo, right? And I think the other one was Han Solo. Got it. And just typing Han, it should have found that, and it didn't. So I know none of those customers exist in our customer data. So that means all of these folks here are new customers. So let's say we wanted to return the email address for the folks that don't have a shipping address. So we can email them to let them know that they can ship next time they place an order or send them a copy of their receipt. So we're going to change our formula up just a little bit. So we're going to go to the return array here. And we're going to change this range. So let's back this up. And let's go to the customer. Oops, my bad. Went a little too far there. We're going to go to the customer tab. We're on return array. Go to the customer tab. And this time, click in the first value for shipping address, which is E2. Hold down your shift key and click on F2. While you're holding down your shift key, click in F17, and that should highlight both columns of data. And it did. And make sure you put a comma because we have our other parameters after that. Now, to make this a correct formula, though, we're going to make these absolute values again. I'm sure there's a shortcut for doing that, but I don't know what it is. Click the tab and then look at that. We got the shipping address and the email address. And I know the email address is correct because that's how I did all the fake email addresses. And now that we have a new formula, what we're going to do is copy this. So we're going to click in that first field where the formula was created. Right click, click copy. Now we're going to click in F3. Hold your shift key down, click in G3. While still holding your shift key down, click in G17 so that we highlight all of these values, right click, paste, formula. All right. Well, something didn't work. That's interesting. Oh, I know why. My bad. It's because I pasted it in the G column and G is just a return field. My bad. All right. So my bad. So you're going to click in F3, hold the shift key down, click in F17, right click, and then paste formula. There we go. And there's no email addresses for these new customers because they're not in our customer data. And that's all I got for today. I hope that you're able to use this tip in your everyday job. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you for watching. And if you like, please subscribe.